Thank you so much, Tumi, for that very warm welcome. As our resident chef, resident foodie, are you ready to keep it all things bread?
All things bread, Palisa, all things half puff, and let's just thank you, ma'am.
I'm excited for that. Now, flatbread come in all shapes and sizes, but one such bread is a pide, shaped like a boat, but filled like a pizza. Got that curiosity yet? Well, don't worry, because we've got you covered. Tumi's about to take us through it, ne, girl?
Yes, girl, I've already started. I'm playing with the dough, because that's how you start it. Whenever you're making some dough, you better make sure that you give some love to that dough, because it's the most important part of the bread. There's no dough without bread, right? So simple recipe, Palisa. In fact, before I get into the bread part, because this is quite an excruciatingly intense process, I think Winnie can maybe take us through what the filling is, because a pide, in essence, is almost like a pizza, flat bread with the filling inside and baked in the oven.
So I have some fresh tomatoes here. I have some garlic cloves, some cumin, chili peppers, some mixed herbs. There's some salt here, peppers, cooked rice, tomato paste, some onions that have just been pureed, and then the minced meat as well. Everything just gets mixed up in this bowl right here.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, Tumi, I can see we already have some cooked rice on Winnie's station. I believe that's that beautiful Excella rice?
You know exactly what we're talking about,
Yeah.
Palisa. It is that Excella rice that we're going to be using here.
So then also, you know, what I love about Excella rice is that it just expands and becomes more beautiful. You know, it's essentially nutritious. It cooks fluffy and white every single time. It's absolutely ideal for any dish because one cup of uncooked Excella gives you 2 wholesome cups of cooked rice. It's the perfect treat for the entire family.
Palisa, and on top of that, we're also using our Excella oil, which is going to be the binding agent for this whole recipe. For the mince, even though Winnie is grating up all those ingredients, we do need it to be a nice and juicy mixture, right? You don't want it to be dry. So we're adding Excella oil into that mixture, and what the Excella oil does is that it helps to heighten the flavor of whatever it is that you're cooking. And in this instance, because it's such a great product, it's light and clear, Palisa, it's odorless, and it's perfect because even though we're not, in essence, frying or grilling anything, which you could do with Excella oil, it actually is perfect for that juiciness for the meat that we're going to put into our filling. So as you can see, Pali, I've just rolled out our first of the 2 doughs, and what I've done is I haven't folded it yet because we're going to put the meat into the filling, and then I'll show you the technique of how we got to this beautiful boat-looking process.
So take me to the very beginning, Tumi. Let me understand. I've never heard of a pide bread. What is a pide bread and where does it originate?
All right, so a pide bread, and not a pita, because there's 2 different kinds. A pide bread is a Turkish bread. It originates from Turkey, and in essence what it is, it's a flat bread that is baked in the oven with the filling already in there. So most times you know that if you're making bread, you'd want to make the bread on the side and then dunk it or fill it with something else. In this instance, the bread itself, as it goes into the oven, it already has the filling. And today we've chosen to use a nice mince filling because it's meat that's very reasonable for you to use. So it's perfect if you want to fill it up. If you want to omit the mince, you could use any other filling. You can even make it vegetarian if you'd like.
Oh, I love that. I love being able to play in the kitchen and try different variations to any recipe. Winnie, when it comes to creating the perfect mince, what is key to remember? I think mince is one of those things that you almost can't go wrong with. It's foolproof, I think it's safe to say. But for yourself, how do you just get it tasty and delicious every time?
You have to ensure that you're working with the right ingredients. For me, it's all about the seasonings, the spices that are used. I'm using a bunch of spices here. And then, of course, simmering it in not a lot, a little bit of oil just to get the meat all cooked and ready to go. But I think for today, we're going to be doing that in the oven. Once the meat is well cooked and very well seasoned, I think your mince is perfect.
So show me then how you're going to be able to mix this all together to be able to become the filling of that pide bread.
Okay, so I already have the grated tomatoes in here. I have the garlic here. The chili pepper is going to go in as well. Then the cumin. Then I have the all-purpose seasoning.
Nice.
Some black pepper here as well. The tomato paste. Then the rice for some extra cabbiness.
Yeah, I like that. So to make sure it's filling.
Yeah.
Very important. Then there's some onions here that's been pureed. And then, of course, some tomato.
More tomatoes.
More tomato here. And then the minced meat.
And then you kind of just mix that all together.
Mix it all together, and then it goes into the pita bread, yeah?
Into the pide bread.
Pita bread.
So, Dumi, I see that you chose to then cook through the rice, but the mince is uncooked.
Correct.
Why?
Luckily, because mince is in essence ground meat, it has in essence been tenderized by that grinding process. So as it goes into the oven to cook, it doesn't need a long time to cook. I mean, these we're going to bake in the oven at 200 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. The whole idea is to just make sure it's all nice and golden brown. And because I'm rolling it so thin, it also doesn't need too long. Like I was trying to explain, the pita is in essence a street food from Turkey, and you could call it like a Turkish pizza of sorts because of that type of situation. You know, it's simple, it's easy. If you want to, I think you can hand it over.
Yeah, this smells so good already.
I know, right? And it looks amazing. Look at that vibrant red color, actually matching with the colors of our Excella products there. And Palisa, all we do now is we fill it. Try to make sure that your filling goes in the center of your dough because you don't want to fall on the sides. And then all I'm going to do is, if you want to, you can do the rolling action that we've got over there. But I think, let me show you the folding texture because it looks somewhat like a gift that you could give someone, that you just envelope it in there. You just throw the sides of the bread onto the sides of the meat here, and you just keep folding like this, and that's it, Palisa. It's got this beautiful boat-like shape, and all we're going to do now is brush it with some egg wash, and like I said, it goes into the oven to bake at 200 degrees. The reason we say 200 is because you want it to bake quickly, but you also want that beautiful brown color, golden brown color on the outside.
Winnie, it seems as if I'm always down to have taste. I love a good taste. I always say, when we're having a braai as a family, I'm always the one, let me check if the meat is cooked. So let's see, Dumi, I want to make sure that everything is cooked thoroughly and it's absolutely delicious. Pass that over here, girl.
That looks good.
It looks delicious.
Yeah.
Winnie, you break yourself off some. I'm going to break myself some as well. And then, Dumi, we'll let you know.
I'll just keep working because Vele, it's the kitchen, so I'll just work while you guys indulge.
I love the color of the bread. Looks perfect.
Delicious. You got some rockets in there.
I love this.
Wow, Dumi.
I'm glad you're loving it, guys. It looks absolutely...
You're going to do the talking, Dumi. We eating.
I can see. I know. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, and that's the thing. It's very simple, very easy, doesn't take too much time. A party trick if you want to, just to impress your friends. And that is it, Balisa. Simple, easy, and very delicious.
This is beautiful. I'm also looking forward to just, you know, the flavors that come out of this pide bread. Yes, it is all the way from Turkey, but mince and rice is something all South Africans know and love. So as we get into this recipe, we encourage you to head over to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full ingredients list for this flavorful dish. Dumi, as you're just adding some more of that egg wash over that beautiful pizza bread, pide bread, I keep making that same mistake. So what we love to do, Winnie, we love to throw to our social media, get our viewers at home involved in the conversation. And this is the question that we're asking them today. We're saying fill in the blank. Blank is the best thing since sliced bread. Make sure you use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Now, eggplant and avocado is a scrumptious combination. And coming up, we're going to be filling it into a pita bread.